We did see something kind of similar to this when Sirius let Kasha go over to Armada, but Mango controlled Sky in the jungle. Because Sirius was not able to offset rotations, was TSM going to fall to the same fate?
You know, it's really concerning. We're looking at this draft coming out from Armada, and they're on their comfort picks. All three of these, absolutely no surprise to see on them.
Yeah, Gwen coming through for Druid. He's been fantastic on that pick. His skedaddles have practically been instantaneous. He has been ridiculously good. We are going to see the Lance coming in from the roam. That's basically, I would say, Phoenix Armada's best composition that we've seen this world. And TSM sure it up with a Samuel for Vonsi in the jungle. Best check NA taking Sky to the lane here, Fuji. What are you thinking based on draft?
I think based on draft, Armada certainly has a lot of...
It is forcing Druid into a bit of an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, it definitely is. And we see the nice rotation coming out of the Samuel as well. Vonsi starting on his mid, making the rotation back into his side of the jungle. So he gets 3/4 of his clear up against a very strong early game composition out of Phoenix. I really like it.
All right, we can see already Team Solomid starting to show some of that preparation. Willie missing an Impale for one of the first times we've ever seen, but Mango's coming in from the flank. Is he really going to look to go in here? No. He's just going to get some damage on the Vonsi and back away. Man, I can't wait for the first fight in this game.
And I feel like every time one of our casters or someone on the analyst desk is going to say that Willie does not miss an Impale, that'll be at least 2 missed Impales caused by that. But I mean, to his credit though, Willie, I do agree. He is one of the best we've seen, and it speaks volumes because if you are missing Impales, you're oftentimes losing games. But here they are in the finals. I think a lot of people predicting the Phoenix would have made it here. Questions whether Team Solomid was totally prepared, but they've really showed up in this tournament. I'm so excited to see how this is going to turn out. And when are these teams going to turn up the aggression? They both have a lot of tools at their disposal. That's Chuck getting some pretty good damage here.
That's actually a really good question that I want to pose to you, because the thing is, Koshka, obviously, hyper-aggressive early hero in Vainglory. Druid is on the Gwen, something which can be very aggressive early, depending on the build path that you go. But Sky can also get a lot of work done. And with something like Arden backing it up, does Team Solomid have the capability to fight evenly in the early game?
Well, as far as evenly, I would say it's not going to be exactly an even trade. Willie taking a little bit of damage here. It's all about who's catching who off guard. Really, I think one of the things, oftentimes people underestimate the damage output out of the Samuel. If he is in the Drifting Dark, oftentimes they're winning the fights. If he's forced out of that, if it's timed out, well, it's going to go the other way. And always, we're going to have Flash in a great position to bail Best Chuck out of a bad situation.
We're seeing something from Vonsi we saw from him in the semifinals, actually, when he was playing Jungle Samuel. He's itemizing a lot of early defense, has 2 light shields right now. That's Chuck. Look at Willie with those Githian walls. Keeping things close up in the lane, but returning to Vonsi, he's obviously itemizing very heavily into defense against Mango.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is what I really like to see. His natural damage output is insane. We just talked about, once he's in that Drifting Dark, you throw the Malice and Verdict, he will chunk through anybody you're hitting. The splash damage is already there, so he just needs to make sure he survives. He's backed up by the Arden, who has that natural defensive capability, giving a Vanguard to his ally, so I think it's a really smart move here.
All right, well, right now we got Team Phoenix sitting up in the lane, looking to maybe stop Team Solomid from being able to rotate back up. Their Flash is going to be the one to move forward first. That's a huge Impale, hits a few people. Willie, he hasn't gone for the Githian yet. Can he find something good here? Vonsi quite low, as is Best Chuck, but they're going to back away for now. Mango got to be careful not to overextend. Willie could be the first kill. Team Solomid draw first blood for North America at the World Championship Finals.
Whew, I mean, this is just a game of positioning. They're juggling the damage back and forth. Both teams, you see, spreading that damage out on a very high level, and they do it better than anyone, but right there, Willie just overstaying a little bit too long.
Yeah, and that's something uncharacteristic, I would argue, from Phoenix Armada. Although having said that, you know, talking about the regions these teams are coming from, East Asia typically play together a lot, focus a lot on the lane and objectives. Right. North America, very jungle heavy, and you got to wonder if maybe Phoenix Armada aren't going to be able to have the same kind of pressure in the jungle, in those skirmishes below the lane that Team Solomid do.
Well, they have the skills, but I think if you look back to earlier today, Gangstars actually showed a lot of weaknesses in this team, and I think Team Solomid sitting there watching these matches, they probably learned a lot from that. And if they can exploit those same weaknesses, I think they stand a very good chance for success here. But really, we talked about before, elements of surprise. Don't face check a bush. Make sure you have a flare down everywhere you go. And as long as they can do that, it should be just fine.
All right, so taking stock right now, even with that one kill Team Solomid picked up earlier on, they are at a very small gold deficit. So Phoenix Armada farming spectacularly well as per usual. You can see with the number of minions in the wave still there, Druid is at a bit of an advantage over Best Chuck NA. Vonsie's been doing a great job in the jungle too, but actually behind Mango, even though Vonsie's just been soloing up and getting a bit more experience perhaps. Now with Phoenix rotating down towards the shop, picking up a fountain already on Willie. That's going to be one for Arden as well. Flash X, we might see some pretty intense fights coming up.
Yeah, I mean, these are the moments where you start to think about the team fights coming out on the map.
Oh, Vonsie, that's a bad spot to be in. Yummy Cat and Frenzy comes across. Phoenix Armada even up the kills at 1 for 1.
Now, Vonssie knew that a couple opponents were there. I'm not sure if he knew exactly how many people were going to collapse on him, and that's a little bit element of surprise coming in there. Also, Vonssie, we know as one of the most aggressive players in the scene, no fear, just fight. So kind of blowing up in his face there, but Vonssie, he's still in a great position as Samuel to get a lot of work done in this game.
Absolutely. Now, talk to me a little bit about the builds that we have coming out from different players here. Best Chuck's just finished up a Sara Blade. Decent timing on that. Druid has his already. Mango, what itemization would you like him to go into here? It looks like maybe the Aftershock.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go into the Aftershock. I think the most successful route that we've actually seen the Kashikas go in is just getting straight into a Shatterglass, just bursting someone's face off, and going up against the Sky. That's what I personally would like to see, but Mango, he's been playing this Kashka to a very high level, so I'm sure this is, you know, something that they've talked about and feel is the best strategy here.
All right, Vonssie, he's got himself a broken myth now, heading back from base. This does mean Phoenix Armada, just for a little bit here, have a man advantage in the lane. We know that East Asian region is known for the pushing power in the early game. If they get one turret, things can go wrong. Flash X, speaking of things going wrong, is caught out, gets taken down. Mango and Druid find another kill for the Korean squad.
I mean, this is deja vu to what just happened to Vonssie. You have 2 people collapse and 1 come from the south. All of a sudden, 3 players are on top of you, and you get melted right there. I think they just have to realize that this Phoenix team, if you see 1 or 2 collapsing on
Yummy
you...
Cat and Frenzy, hang on a second. Eunice, that's so much damage landing on the Vonssie. You misstep just an inch, you're going to get taken down.
Yeah, what I was literally saying in that sentence, if you see 1 Phoenix player running at you, you have to imagine that all 3 are about to collapse.
It's a very good point. We know it's how they like to play. This has led to a massive lead beginning to accrue for Phoenix Armada. Considering how early it is in the game, they're finding all the back camps after they pick up kills. They've got the gold miner already. I think, honestly, we just need to see a little bit more vision from the side of Team Solomid to actually deal with the aggression out of Armada right now.
Yeah, we need vision. It's also a playstyle thing. If you do not have the vision, then don't stand in a forward position, right? Like, you need to stand under the safety of your turret just a little bit more. But right now, Team Solomid, they have a lot more tools at their disposal. You have the Gauntlet ready to go. Best Chuck hitting his level 6 is a really big deal as well. Let's see if we're going to have a bit of an engage. Both teams just poking back and forth here.
Druid's now finished both his Sara Blade and his breaking point. So sitting actually decently ahead of Best Chuck NA. In terms of the itemization, they're actually around the same gold in their pockets. Druid is going to be a big threat in this next fight. That's the Yummy Cat and Frenzy right after the Impale. There's the Aces High. Best Chuck NA didn't even get a chance to tap his iPad during that fight. He's going to have to back away to the fountain. The Sanctuary goes down. Phoenix Armada pick up yet another kill.
It looked like Best Chuck was stuck inside a pinball machine right there, to be honest. Once he was engaged on, there was really nothing he could do.
Vonssie, gotta be careful trying to get the damage down onto Willie. The dive coming out. Druid pops the boots. He gets the kill, dodging the Oblivion as he walks away. Very nice engagement there. Honestly, if you don't have 3 members, I think it's a bit dicey trying to find any poke damage right now.
It really is dicey. Your biggest strength at this point is Vonssie on the Samuel. And honestly, with the Broken Myth as his first item, he needs to get a stack or 2 before you even start to think about doing anything aggressive or putting yourself in a position where if you're engaged upon, like, it's going to be a team fight right here. Best Chuck, without this breaking point, without another item, he's really not that strong.
Not to mention, Druid now has an infusion in his pocket as well. He can pop that later on. You know, it's funny, we were talking about our featured players to watch for the grand finals being Willie and Flash X.
Right.
They've been on point in terms of itemization this game, both hitting those spikes at the exact same times. It does mean that Team Solomid have the tools they need to win a fight. Are they going to do it here? The Impale dodge this time by Best Chuck NA. He does throw down that death from above, but not going to catch anyone inside of it. Phoenix playing safe, don't want to overextend. They do get a lot of damage down with those buckshots, though.
Yeah, and right now it's pretty clear that Phoenix does have the early game advantage, and they're playing that advantage out pretty well here. But you're playing up against one of the best teams in the world in Team Solomid. This is a team that will adapt to your playstyle. So, you know, they're going to get caught once, twice, but as this game starts to unfold, I would expect to see TSM start to make slightly different rotations and react to the movements of Phoenix here.
Now, looking at the gold as a whole, we're sitting at about a 4,000 gold lead to Phoenix Armada. Obviously, that's giving them a lot of potency, but we mentioned earlier their comp kind of lends itself to the earlier stages of the game, too. Team Solomid, if they can push this late enough, are they going to outscale Phoenix Armada?
I think on paper you could say that they could outscale them, but really, I'm not going to give it over. I'm not going to say it's one of those games where you just have that super late game comp and it's clearly a winner in the late game. Druid on this win will be able to do a lot of damage.
Oh, Vs getting stunned up by the aces high. He's right in the middle of Phoenix. Does find that Oblivion, some good damage going down. Best Chuck with the block on the yummy catnip frenzy. Flash wants to go back in. Best Chuck, he's got a lot of damage right now. Can he find Mango? He does.
Got it.
Looking for Willie as well, considering how low health Druid is. Nice Surrey strike over the wall. Best Chuck keeping the pressure on, has the movement speed from hitting that locked on target.
Oh, no.
But here comes the Impale. Best Chuck, he's out of energy. The damage is there. Druid and Willie pick up the return kill. 8 kills to 2. Phoenix Armada looking strong.
All right, Vs wants some though. Vs.
Oh, I don't know if he wants it that bad.
Oh, no!
Look at this. He gets
Vs.
one Malice and Verdict off. That's it. He goes down. Nearly giving over an ace given Flash's respawn timer there. Biting off a little bit too much.
All right, I referenced the Gangstars game earlier, but it's the same thing unfolding. Now, the opponent against Phoenix feels like they have an advantage, so they're going to go ahead and chase. But the problem is you don't have vision, so you face check a bush, and suddenly Phoenix know that if they just surprise you, they will kill you. They turn better than anyone.
Flash X, Githian walled into the remains of his tier 1 turret. Also Impaled, trying to back away. The Githian walls just keep on coming, though. Druid with the heroic perk takes him down. Vs is finding some good poke damage, but now with Mango here, Team Solomid are feeling a little bit scared about engaging. You wouldn't expect to hear that from a team with Vs on it.
I'm not sure that those would be the words that he would use, but maybe just Flash in his ear there, letting him know that this is really not the opportunity to get in there and try to take one of these fights. But yeah, I mean, Phoenix are in complete control of this game. The net worth building upon itself. They're doing everything correct, everything that they need to do right here. Vs trying to get a little bit of his jungle. Let's see if he gets punished for it.
Oh, Mango spots him. Vs quite low on energy right now. It's going to be a tough sell for him to get out of this one. Flash thinks about helping him out, but ultimately, I think he knows the best plan is just to back away. Mango should be able to take down Vs. He does. It's 11 kills now for Phoenix Armada. TSM just hugging their second tier turret.
Yeah, they are, but there's really nothing else they can do. A lot of times, teams get pushed into this position. You can't get out into your jungle. The only and best thing you can do is farm as well as you can in this lane. And it looks like Phoenix maybe even want to engage under this turret. Turret's going to be going down. Just everything going their way.
Honestly, every single time Phoenix get a kill, you gotta worry about your turret, and even with 2 people there, Team Solomid can't defend that push. The gold lead is getting out of hand right now. Things could snowball out of control, and this is something Phoenix Armada's Druid said he thought was the strength of their team.
And talking about being out of control, the scout traps on this map are out of control. If you look at the vision coming out of Phoenix right now, this is absolutely insane, and there is no way that Team Solomid is going to move out into this map and catch Phoenix by surprise here.
Absolutely not, but on the other hand, Team Solomid definitely need to be careful about being caught by surprise. Flash hasn't really had the ability to lay down any traps. He is buying flares, which is obviously a good investment when you're just trying to check a few places to maybe move up, take your back camps. But I kind of like the fact that all of his money is going towards those big ticket items. He knows that one good fight could be a huge difference for Team Solomid coming back into this game.
Yeah, it could. I don't disagree with the items that he's built starting off here, but I do think War Treads is going to be a really big deal for his team. You already have Sky, the highly mobile weapon carry for his team here. Vs on the Samuel. If you can just boost them into position with a nice War Tread, it really would do a lot for this team. And we'll see if he builds into it moving on here.
All right, Team Phoenix starting to think about going in here. That's the Aces High, lands on the Flash X. He's going to be going down yet again, as I said before he can even tap on his tablet. Vs as well, getting slowed up by the buckshot, stunned into the turret, even without the reflex block. Now Best Chuck jumped on. This is absolutely insane, Humanist. Phoenix Armada, they're walking circles around Team Solomid.
They're running circles around Team Solomid right now. And that's pretty tough to say. They're going to end the game right now. They're about to take them down.
They
This
can't
is
get through these
Sub-Dragon.
health values. They even canceled the gauntlet.
Bad
Flash
man has
X.
canceled that gauntlet off.
He can't do anything.
That's